Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about the eCitizen Government of Kenya website, and I'm going to share some of the things that I learned as I was trying to access some services from it. I hope you will find this video educative. Now, before you can even use the website, the eCitizen Government of Kenya website, you first of all have to create an account. And I remember creating my own account in the year 2015. In the year 2014 is when this government portal was relaunched by the then government of Kenya, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Then on the 30th of June 2023, the now President William Ruto relaunched it and added more services onto the portal. So after registering or signing up on the website, so you will now come back and just log in. And once you come to the login page, it will ask you your email address or ID number. Then after that, password as well, and you will sign in. Once you sign in, having opened your account, then you will have two options of either logging in through your email or your telephone number. So since I'm not longer using my Kenyan number, then it's inactive. Because it is inactive, I'll just go to the option of using my email, where I can receive my one-time password. And but even if you don't have the computer skills, then you will probably need help from a cyber cafe or from somebody who has got some IT skills. So as a person who has some IT skills, when it came to applying for a passport, renewal of my passport through the eCitizen Government of Kenya website, it started off well. It was basically a tick box exercise for me. And as I said before, it took me less than 10 minutes to complete my application. But then again, one of the challenges that I came through was when it came to uploading my documents. So the website will only accept documents that are 196 kilobytes, not more than that. So I quickly came to discover that my documents were more than 196 kilobytes. So that was a big challenge for me. However, I did ask for advice from my social cycle on social media, which I found help. With that, I was told to download picture and photo resizer on my phone through Google App Store, which I did, and I did manage to compress my files, and they were accepted, thankfully. Yeah, so that was the first challenge that I came across as I was trying to apply for renewal of my passport. Another challenge that I did come across while accessing the portal is that when it came to payment, my payment could not go through. It couldn't be accepted by the system because obviously I'm not living in Kenya at the moment, and since I'm using a foreign debit card, that was a challenge. So I had to ask a family member back home in Kenya to pay for me using their M-Pesa, which gladly went through, and I repaid them later on. Yeah, so that was another problem. I only had two challenges with accessing the website. I will not say that this for sure that this website does not accept foreign debit cards, because I tried again to use the same card through the e-citizen portal, and this time it was to renew my Kenyan driving license. I used the same card to pay for the service, and it went through. So I do not really understand why when it came to applying for my passport, it couldn't accept my debit card, foreign debit card. And when I did the same with the NTSA portal, then it did accept my payment. So I'm not quite sure if maybe it was just a matter of bad luck for me that my payment wasn't accepted on that very day. Maybe you might have a different experience or a similar experience. Then for that matter, please kindly put a comment below regarding that. Yeah, so the things that I do like about using this e-citizen Government of Kenya website is that it is quite straightforward if you have a way with IT skills. And I also like the fact that it was developed by some young Kenyans back home in Kenya. And I love the fact that you can also access the same services through your mobile phone, as long as it is Wi-Fi enabled, it has got internet, then you could access the same services. Lastly, I like the fact that the government of Kenya under President William Ruto came with different digital hubs around the country, initiated by government and the private sector as well, so that people can access free Wi-Fi in certain public areas. Like I hear that there's a free Wi-Fi in Marikiti Market, which is a good thing. And lastly, I like the fact that all government services, or majority, or if not all government services, are all on one portal. You may call it a one-stop shop, which you can easily access by the touch of your fingers. It's actually bringing government close to the people. The reason as to why the government of Kenya, I believe, came with this idea is that we are living in a digital age, digital world, and Kenya did not want to be left behind by the rest of the world. That is one. Then secondly, I think the government also came up with this idea because as you can remember earlier on, before everything, this government services was brought online, the government used to lose a lot of money before the e-citizen portal, of which now that has been reduced, if not prevented in its entirety. But then again, the citizens of Kenya will have to maybe pay a little bit more to access these government services, because if you do not have a mobile phone that has got internet, then you will perhaps be forced to use the internet cyber cafes, and you'll be charged more for that. And I think there's also a loophole when it comes to maybe going to collect your document from government offices. Then perhaps you might be told to part with your hard-earned cash by the person or the people who will be serving you. I'm not quite sure, I'm just preempting that. Then the final thing is that if you live maybe in remote areas or far-flung areas, then it will be a little bit difficult for you to access these government services, even if you've got the Gava mkononi on your phone. So, and people do live in far-flung places, even in the diaspora, people do live in far-flung areas. But the good thing with the UK, for example, is that whenever Kenyans do meet, especially in the summer, it could be maybe in the park. They do occasionally invite the Kenyan High Commissioner, who comes with his team all the way from London to a city near you, so that you can get the consular services. And I think this is a very good idea. It really saves a lot of time and money to travel all the way to London to receive government services, like applying for a passport or a Kenyan national identity card, for that matter. So in the case of Kenya, people living in far-flung areas, I think this will be a little bit difficult, even if there are Huduma centers all around the country. They're not everywhere. So I think that will make people in such areas to travel very far and wide for these government services. So my final point about the eCitizen portal is that many Kenyans, I included, were shocked when we heard just a few weeks ago that the website, among others, was hacked. And this was a big issue, because whenever any website is hacked, then there's that issue of breach of data, people's information getting into the wrong hands. So my only hope and prayer is that the government of Kenya will make it more secure, and it has made it more secure as it was before. As you can see on my screen, there are some security features that have been added onto the website, which is a good thing. And it is also encouraging that the government acted very quickly to restore the website. So it is one thing having such a nice website on the part of the government. This, to be honest, is a pet project of President William Ruto. So my only concern is that I think this is not enough. The government can do more by providing Kenya, or issuing passports to Kenyans who pay indeed a lot of money. And these passports get delayed for some reason. It's a long story, and only the government is in a position to answer the question as to why Kenyans pay for passports and they don't get them at the right time. This has caused many people to lose their jobs, among other things. People wanting to leave the country for greener pastures, especially at this time where things are become very difficult economically. So having said all that, I hope you will get to subscribe to my channel, like my channel. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.